from Southern Couture, and I'm here to show y'all what I have done in my Bible for the Heart Layers devotional kit from Illustrated Faith. So this was the devotional that was released last month, and I'm just excited to show y'all kind of what I did in my Bible as I work through the devotionals. So I don't show the inside of the Traveler's Notebook once I've worked through it, just because it has some private things and prayers in it. But I'm going to show you the entries that I did in my journaling Bible, and I hope this you'll enjoy. It'll give you some inspiration if you're still working through the kit as well. So this is the antique yellow antique floral journaling Bible, I believe. I will leave a link to it in the description if I can find the link, because this is my very first journaling Bible. So it's old, but I love it. My husband gave it to me, so it's special. And I just recently was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to the kind of like that first love, that first journaling Bible I had. I worked in it a lot, but I had another journaling Bible, and then I had my illustrating Bible, so I never got it filled up completely, even though it's pretty full once you close it. There's a lot of blank pages, so I wanted to go back to it. I did do an entry in my illustrating Bible, but I'm gonna show you the ones that I did in here, because these are the main ones for the kit. So the first week we talked about the wound, and in Mark 5 is where the whole devotional is, the whole kit is really focused on, and we're talking about the woman that had the issue of blood and of bleeding. And so that's what this whole kit was about. And this first one's talking about the wound, and having these wounds that we have, we can't just put band-aids over them. They've got to be dealt with. And so for me, I went with Dear One, and that was a word that she used on the stamp set, and it just felt good that God, you know, this is what I wrote: Dear One, I'm here to heal your wounds and peel off the layers. And I just love it. I love the time I had spent with God during this kit. It was amazing, and I just needed it. It was a hard kit, but it was necessary, as I'm sure y'all know if you work through it as well. So what I did here was use this Dear One. This was the alpha, the Thickers alpha set, and I loved that look to go along with this. And then I put tons and tons and tons of the heart layer pieces that came with the kit, and you know, I wanted them to kind of be like they're peeling and coming off, as I mentioned about God peeling back the layers of our heart. Used the tab, some of this black gingham washi that I had, used stickers that were like on that washi roll, stickers on the other set. So I loved having all the different textures of stickers to kind of pop our hearts, to pop off the page. I loved how that turned out. And then sometimes I do multiple entries for each devotional. So I went over to Psalm 51:6, and I also did an entry there. And in this one, it is talking about, she says that Beth Moore had said, God is ever after turning us inside out to put truth in our inmost parts. And the scripture says, behold, you delight in truth in the inward being, and you teach me wisdom in the secret heart. And so one thing I liked, and you'll see it in my other entries, is I took these title stickers that came with the kit, and I cut them or put them on cardstock, so they would be not sticky, of course, in my background, and kind of pop off. And then I would just put adhesive in the middle, and I loved how that looked like it was coming off the page. Layered some hearts. This was a heart sticker on the packaging. Just kind of did a collage of washies and stickers with the black and white, because I can't get enough black and white spotty ever. And put lots of alphas to spell out truth in the inward being. I use a lot of my alpha stickers in this entries for this kit, because I just loved how I could use up kind of my stash at the same time, and then spell out a lot of these really good truths that that were in here. Now for the second week, we talked about the promise, and I'm going to go over here to Isaiah, and we're in Isaiah 55. And Isaiah 55, it was 8 through 13. But here's what I took away from this with the promise. Beloved, that's what God is calling. Beloved, press into Jesus for his healing. And I loved this. I loved everything that she had this little like poem that was called A Prayer in the Valley. If you have the devotional, you have to read that. It is very, very powerful. And I loved that whole thought of pressing into Jesus, to press into him. He's already there. Just press into him for that healing, like the woman did. She was very persistent and urgent and wanting to touch the hem of his garment. And so I loved all that she had said in the devotional here about that. And so, like I said, I love to make big titles and statements with those alphabet stickers with this kit, because they were so powerful. Now we're going to go to the third week, and that was called The Cut. And let's go to Psalm. Doesn't sound very pleasing, does it? But man, if we are going to get God to cut out and heal our hearts, it is not going to be pleasant, but it is going to be so worth it. So this was in Psalm in 107, 14 through 16. I'll read it real quick. It says, He brought them out of darkness and the shadow of death and burst their bonds apart. Let them thank the Lord for his steadfast love, for his wondrous works to the children of man, for he shatters the doors of bronze and cuts in two the bars of iron. So think about that iron and those bars that are on your heart, that are holding it captive, where these wounds are bleeding out and bleeding you out to death. Cutting them off. God will cut those bars if we'll just allow him. And so I loved this. This was like kind of like my invitation from God to the thirsty, to someone who is hurting. Cut the layers. Cut those layers off, God. I'm thirsty for you to cut them off. And I just loved how the scripture says that he'll burst their bonds apart. Really great devotionals with this kit. And then for the last entry, which was from the healing, I am working on that one, and so I'm not going to be able to share it with you in this video because, like I said, some of this kit was extremely personal, am I right? And there's things that, you may not want to others to read or see, and so I hope that these few entries, though, do give you some inspiration as you work through the kit. I hope you guys have the kit. If you don't, I don't know if there's any physical kits still left, but you can always grab the digital copy of the kit from Illustrated Faith. I'll have a link to it down below. But I hope you enjoyed this roundup, and I hope you have a great day. I'll see you all again very soon. Make sure you're subscribed and click on that little bell icon so you're notified when the next video comes out. I'll see y'all then. Bye-bye.